In this video series, I work through a math problem or problems each video. Some inequalities have two variables. When these two variables appear linearly in the inequality, the graph of all the points satisfying this inequality form a half-plane. The boundary of this half-plane is the graph of the equation formed by replacing the inequality sign with an equal sign. If the inequality is a simple inequality without an equal sign, then the boundary points are not part of the solution, and we indicate this by drawing the boundary line as a dotted line. If, on the other hand, the inequality is a combined inequality that includes equality, then the boundary points are part of the solution, and we indicate this by drawing a solid line. Let's take a look at the examples. Graph the following inequalities. X plus 2y is greater than 4. Let's solve this inequality for y. So we subtract x from both sides of the inequality first. Then we can divide both sides of the inequality by 2. So we end up with the inequality y is greater than minus 1/2 x plus 2. The boundary of this inequality is the equation that's formed by replacing this inequality by an equal sign. So y is equal to minus 1/2 x plus 2. Let's go ahead and draw this equation first. The y-intercept of that equation is 2. And the slope is minus 1/2. So this point is on that line. And let me draw that line next. Since we have just an inequality without an equal sign, this needs to be a dotted line. So let me change this to a dotted line. Now we need to figure out which side of the half plane is part of the solution. I usually like to choose a point that's easy to calculate. So I usually use the point 0, 0, the origin, which has the coordinates of 0, 0. If I plug in 0, 0 into this inequality, I get 0 is greater than 1/2 multiplied by 0 is 0 plus 2 is 2. So I end up with the inequality 0 is greater than 2, which is false, which means we need to color the other side or the other half plane. And this represents the solution to this inequality. Y is greater than minus 1/2 x plus 2, or equivalently, the original inequality x plus 2y is greater than 4. Next, we have 2x plus 3y is less than or equal to 6. Once again, let's solve this inequality for y first. We subtract 2x from both sides. Then let's divide both sides of the inequality by 3. So we end up with the combined inequality. Y is less than or equal to minus 2/3 x plus 2. So once again, we want to graph the boundary first, which is y equals minus 2/3 x plus 2. So the y-intercept of that line is 2, and the slope is minus 2/3. We can keep this a solid line because this inequality has the equal sign as part of the sign here. And once again, we need to decide which side or which half plane we need to color. Let's try 0, 0 again. If we plug in x equals 0 and y equals 0 into the inequality, we get 0 is less than or equal to minus 2/3 multiplied by 0 is 0. 0 plus 2 is 2. 0 is less than or equal to 2, which is a true statement. So we need to color this side of the half plane, or this half plane. So this graph now represents all the solutions to the combined inequality. Y is less than or equal to minus 2/3 x plus 2, or equivalently, the original inequality, 2x plus 3y is less than or equal to 6.